Wi-Fi booster that I'm going to install in the Airstream. I got this Alfa Wi-Fi Camp Pro 2. Let's see how it works. Now I've got to install this on the roof just like the cell booster that I just did. And unfortunately, like, here's the antenna they give you, right? And it's got like a USB cable that comes out of it. But they have like no, this is unbelievable. They have no real mounting bracket or anything on here. All they have is these little slots here, right? And they give you these big zip ties to zip tie it to something, who knows what. Like, I mean, that's unbelievable. It's a little ridiculous. So I'm gonna mount this the same as the way as I did the cell booster. So I got a PVC pipe that I'm gonna glue onto a fitting here and then have it on this boat hinge that I can raise and lower. But to mount it to here, I can either just, I was thinking I was gonna just originally just tie it like this with the zip ties to the side of this, which is kind of ugly, but that's how I've seen some people do it. But now I'm thinking I can slip this on the bottom here and it'll actually fit on that little nub in there. But that's not enough to hold it, so I would then also need to have some metal strips or something coming down, zip tied through here, and then tied to here. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to try that out and see how that works. Now let's let it dry. Lottie plays with Jane. Jane plays with Willie. Willie's happy again. Adolf builds a bonfire. Enrico plays with it. So knockout. If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without tears. Andre has a red flag. Cheyenne Shins is blue. They all have hills to fly them on, except for little Caillou. Just in the jungle. So knockout. Looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war. All right, so I've got the antenna. Remember, and so I bought this piece of aluminum stock, and I just cut a piece, drilled some holes, and then put their stupid zip ties that they came with this. So now we have that, and I still think this is the dumbest thing that they don't have a good bracket for attaching this. So now we're gonna stick this, hold on. This goes in here. And so now I'm gonna just drill holes through here and bolt that together. And then this goes on the stand. Mark the holes. Okay. Now I'm gonna drill them. Pretty windy out today. Alright, drilled the holes. Now countersink the underside of it so that I can fit the washer and the head in there flush, which I wish I had other bits. This one has a bit of a curve to it, so that's all I got. I don't want to have to buy new bits just for a little countersink. I had a spade bit, right? Oh, that countersink hole is not quite lining up. There we go. Alright. Get that all tightened up, bolted on there. So now we've got the antenna. So here's what we got after I rigged this thing up. Got a bolt. I gotta bolt this thing on here still. I gotta do that next. Make it nice and tight. And get this guy through here. There we go. Got that all tightened up. So here's the little rig I have. The antenna that they gave me with no good mount. That's ridiculous. And a piece of PVC with the aluminum bar zip tied, which is the only thing they give you to attach this to anything. Zip tied to the aluminum bar and then bolted to the PVC pipe, which now has a thread on this end and the wire comes through. So this will now get screwed on here. And there we have it. Put it up. Put it down for travel. But now we have to just glue it to the Airstream and then wire it down to the interior cabinet. So when running this wire through the junction box on the roof of the Airstream, we usually use, I use these little clamps, right? You drill a hole in the junction box, you put the wire through here, and then this thing squeezes. When you tighten it, it squeezes and makes a nice tight fitting. The problem is I got this stupid USB on the end of the cord, which it's way too wide to fit through, these little pieces. So what I've had to do is a couple of things. The cap, I had to just completely drill all around, make the hole bigger so that the USB piece would fit through so I can get this on here. I also had to shave down the edges of this to get it through here. I'm still obviously going to have to, caulk this up and stuff, but at least it won't be too bad. Then the other thing is we have this piece. This is the piece that goes, through the whole junction box. There's no way this is going to get in there, right? So I actually used a hacksaw and cut this in half along with the rubber piece. So I'll put this in there, reclamp it like this, and then screw the pieces on either end. So still have to caulk it, but it should be better than if I just had a wire going into a big empty hole in the junction box. Here we are on the roof of the Airstream. This is the cellular booster that I already installed, and this is the Wi-Fi booster, which I need to install. So I think I'm going to just put it probably about there, and it'll also raise up. I want to put them kind of near each other so that I only got to put the ladder in one place when we park, and I can raise both of them. I don't know if there's any sort of interference that's going to happen with both of them close to each other. I guess we'll just see. I can't glue this down just yet because it's cold and everything's still a little bit wet, but I do need to thread the wire through the existing junction box that I put in for the cell booster. So I'm going to drill a hole here, thread this USB through it, and then down into the cabin. So that, I think, will do it. Just get it from the other side. Okay, the wire in there. Now for this piece, this is the one where I told you I had to actually cut it in half, because there's no way I was going to be able to get the USB through there. So I just cut it in half with a hacksaw, and same with this little grommet. So this we're gonna just put one half on here. The other half, cap it on there. Put it in here. And I have this nut, which will hold it together. Screw it on this side. And we have this piece. This is the one I had to make the big hole in. And that screw on there. Now, this wire is still pretty small for this hole, because I had to use an extra large one of these still. So I'm gonna have to caulk that up so water doesn't get in there, right? It's pretty loose now, but you know, it's better than just a giant hole that's this big that had to fit the USB. So it's a little bit smaller now, and we'll have to just caulk that up. Now I gotta thread the USB down through into the cabin. There she blows. All right, pulled it all the way through. Now through this little cover plate that I got here, and then down into a hole I drilled that then brings it into the cabinet. So I already have the cellular booster here, so the Wi-Fi booster stuff will go in here too. And then I still got to clean up all these wires. I got a lot of extra wire they gave me, so I'll do something with that. I plugged the antenna into the little booster, and I just configured it on my computer. And it's picking up the Wi-Fi from the house pretty good, and I'm able to get full bars on the internet using the booster, so that's good news. Now the question is, if I have this in the cabinet and I close the cabinet, you know, how good is the signal out here still? So let me test that. Just close it down like this. And actually, let's go into the bedroom over here a little bit far away from it. By far, I mean like 4 feet. And let's hit another website. No, I still got full bars, so this is good news. This thing looks like it's working pretty good. Now, granted, the actual Wi-Fi signal we're connecting to is in the house right there, so it's not too far away. We'll have to see how it works in a campground, but it's working right here, so awesome. Now we just need it to warm up a bit because it's pretty cold today. There's actually a little bit of frost. So. I cleaned the roof surface and I put on this Eternabond double-sided sealant tape, whatever, which I used for the cellular booster. I mean, I still don't quite know how it's going to last long term, but I hear this stuff stays on there really good, so hopefully this will be sufficient. Now I just got to peel off the tape or the backing, and now to position it. On there, good. And I got it so that when it lays down, it's going to lay down sort of on this thing. I'm going to go put some little rubber stoppers under here to keep it from banging on the roof and all. All right, so it's all fastened down now. I actually have to make it sweep forward because if I try to sweep it back where I want to do it, and this is the rear of the trailer, which, you know, I just wanted it to go this way just because of the wind, or, I mean, it doesn't really matter that much, but I wanted to rest on here. The problem is the grooves, the way they happen to line up here, when I tighten it in here, it just picks it up a little bit off, and now it's just going to really rattle.
and I can't really help, you know, how the grooves go. So instead, it works out perfectly where I put it forward, put a little grommet, a little rubber thing here to protect it. We tighten it, and this is pretty tight in there. It's not going to go anywhere when we're driving. And then I have a little to keep the wire, and now I have to just caulk this, because again, it's just a big hole. So I caulk that right now, and then I can close up this box. Not super pretty, but that'll do the trick. Now, screw this guy back on. Anywho, there we go. We've got cell phone booster. Raise it when we arrive. Bam. And Wi-Fi booster. Awesome. Now that I've got both the cellular and the Wi-Fi booster wired, I can finally affix this little cover plate where they come into the roof. So I just put some Velcro on it, on double-sided Velcro tape, and that's pretty much it. I didn't want to put permanent tape because, again, I don't know if I need to, I'm going to take this out again or do anything with it. So, you know, there's a little bit of a gap there, but it doesn't look too bad. Distance. You can see we got like a smoke detector, so we have that little guy, and then you can see there's the wires that come in. If you're wondering about, you know, the holes that I drilled in here and how I mounted that junction box up, that's in the video I did on installing the cellular booster, which I already have in here. So when I installed the junction box for that, I'm using the same one for the Wi-Fi. So if you want to see me drilling holes in the Airstream, check out that other video. That's all she wrote. All right, Wi-Fi booster is done.